Thank you for highlighting that because it's really true. I remember when I was in, I think it was like the sixth grade, and I so badly wanted to get out of, I just was in, as a child, I was like, I am an adult and I need out of this. This is not where I'm supposed to be. I grew up in a really small town. I'm like, I don't fit here. I don't belong here. Like, this is something about this is really wrong. Obviously all of that was to help me realize like, well, who I am now, which is like making sure people feel like they belong. And, and I remember this story, and it was about a little boy who got this like lucky string. And if he pulled on the string, it would like skip ahead. So he like pulled on it and he skipped a couple grades, and then he pulled on it and he skipped a couple more years, and he pulled on it. And all of a sudden he like, anytime he was like, oh, I really want to be there. I want to be that. And he kept pulling on it. He got to where he wanted to be. He got ahead like so many years. But he didn't experience any of the life that led them there. And like, so I think that it's really cool of you to highlight that, like, the transition was so key, because it made you learn the lessons you needed to be the best version of what you're doing right now. Okay. I'm sure everyone is wanting to know about hypnotism, because I know that any hypnotism I saw, I have a friend who does hypnotism. So I do now know that it's not about like making people quack and bark like a dog and do funny things on a stage. But can you kind of go into like why someone would do hypnotism and like what that is? Because I'm sure curiosity is really piquing for people.
Yeah, I love it. So hypnosis, it blew my mind. Like, I had been trying to hit this income goal for so many years in my business. I'd be like $50 away, literally. Like, it was a subconscious thing. $200 away, $500 away, whatever, super close, but I could just never hit it. So that was a limiting belief. And I think I was using my custom hypnosis for 15 days and I hit the goal. So it was just bizarre to me. I was like, I've been like, since I was running my business in like way many years before, but basically it's so to change a neural pathway, there's a few things that have to happen. So repetition is one thing. So like when people use gratitude and affirmations, that's great. That's a great way to supplement your journey, but you need to repeat for a long time to actually change that neural pathway. With hypnosis, you can get there much faster. So our brain waves right now are probably in beta, maybe gamma, which is like a heightened perception, probably beta. But in hypnosis, it takes the brain waves down to theta. So that is right when you wake up and right before you fall asleep, your brain waves are in there. So your brain is more suggestible. That's why all these like personal development gurus, they want to tell you to first thing in the morning, meditate, because your brain is more suggestible. It just kind of strips the logical mind a little bit. We can implant some suggestions and you will act on them, because the subconscious mind, as you probably know, is approximately 95% of our actions. So that's the value in hypnosis. Like, why wouldn't you want to implant suggestions like direct? It's a direct conversation with your subconscious mind. You can't do that right now. I can't have a direct conversation with your subconscious mind right now unless I put you through the phase where I take you down into hypnosis. I talk a lot with my hands, by the way.
I love it. Anyone listening, her hands are wild and crazy, but don't worry, the YouTubers will be able to see it, because I'm a hand talker and I have to be really careful because I have rings and like I hit things. So I love this so much because I've talked about this on the podcast before with people. Like our subconscious mind is also really malleable, but it takes so much repetition because it doesn't also forget those other things. Like you have to do this. And so there's a lot of studies on hypnosis. And then I have a friend who's a doctor, and there's like a bunch of studies on ketamine and like microdosing, which is a whole other thing. And both, it feels like hypnosis, like the ketamine, can speed up that process of change in the pathways of way we think things through, so that it's not this like constant mantra saying thing that is hard to do when like you are in it and you're in that limiting belief. So so when you put someone in hypnosis, is it like an hour, like a half hour, like, and then how are they hypnotizing themselves afterwards? Like what's
So
the thing?
yeah. So first I want to say you're complete 100% awake in hypnosis, even though your body will be like, the cool thing about it is when I take someone through hypnosis and when I've been through hypnosis, you don't feel any different than a deep meditation. But when I pull you out of it, you're going to be like, whoa, my body is more relaxed than it's ever been in an awake state. You're in full control. It's not entertainment. It's nothing like you see on stage. So it depends. So I've developed like my own practice within my certification. So I use my certification plus my knowledge to kind of create a custom hypnosis experience. And one is, yes, getting suggestions, but like the other one is using something called time techniques to release. And it's crazy when you strip the logical mind, you can get to the root of the problem. So I can ask my client, when they're not in hypnosis, what are your limiting beliefs that are coming to the surface? They can tell me some. And then the next session, I'll take them through hypnosis and ask them what their limiting beliefs are. And they're completely different.